Today we're going to look at using Cartomancy to answer yes or no questions. A few days ago on the Terabytes blog, we were asked the question of can you use a one-card Cartomancy reading to answer yes or no questions? This begs the question of what exactly is Cartomancy? If you look at the root of the word, it's a Latin-derived word, carta meaning paper, mancy meaning fortune-telling or predicting the future. So in the original meaning of the word, cartomancy is simply using a paper-based technique to divine the future. In the modern usage of the word, it simply means an intuitive reading that uses the contemporary game-playing or gaming deck to do the reading rather than tarot cards or an oracle deck of some sort. So when you hear cartomancy, 9 times out of 10, that's what they're talking about. Not anything fancy or esoteric or anything weird with paper. It's just using playing cards instead of tarot cards in your reading. Easy enough. So back to the original question. Can you do a yes or no question using a single card in cartomancy? The simple answer is yes, of course you can. All you have to do is decide which cards means yes, which cards means no, shuffle your deck, pull your card, and you're done. But in my opinion, that's not the best way to go about things. Is a one-card reading of any deck the best way to approach a yes or no reading? No, I don't think so. And all the reasons are explained in the blog post and some related older articles. So if you visit the website at the top of your screen, you can read that whole article and all the related material, and then it'll explain all the reasons behind that answer. Our purpose here is I wanted to give you an example of the difference between a one-card yes or no reading and a three-card yes or no reading that I offer, so you can see the difference and also give you a small taste of cartomancy. So today I'll be using just any old regular game-playing card deck that you can grab in the dollar store. Probably have a few laying around the house. I'd also like to say thank you to our neighbor who generously loaned her question to me. Today, the question for the yes or no question we're going to be using as our example is, will I get a job in the next year? I've already shuffled the deck in the number of syllables that's in my neighbor's name. So let's just start there. First, let's think about the one card reading. Like I said, I've already shuffled the deck, so let's pull the top card and see what we get. Okay, now, if you were doing this reading, what would you do with this card? Some people look at the number and use numerology to guide the meaning of the card. 7 is considered a lucky or positive number, so you can take this card to mean a yes. Some people arbitrarily just divide it down the middle and take black cards as no, red cards as yes, or vice versa. In history, some people believe that the modern gaming deck and the tarot's minor arcana suites are related. So the the spades card would be analogous to the swords suites in the minor arcana. Sometimes, especially with older connotations, swords are believed to have a negative meaning. So if you look purely at the suite, then this could be considered a no card. So yes number, no color, take your pick. It can mean either a yes or no answer, whichever you choose ahead of time. So there you have it, a one-word answer to a very brief question. How helpful is that? I personally don't think that's very helpful or very wise or has any real-world application that can help you in any kind of empowering or stress-relieving way. That's why, in my opinion, one-card readings like this better serve either a small snapshot of the path that you're on, such as the path of finding a new job, or it can give a very broad focus, like a daily meditation sort of reading that gives you a guiding thought as you go down your path. So it's either a quick, focused, small snapshot, or a very broad guiding snapshot. It's like on either end of the bell curve and not very well suited to in-between questions like a good look at a yes or no question. So if we look at this as being the same traditional meaning as the Seven of Swords, we have the meaning of losing the way. So if we move this from a simple yes or no into a more daily meditation or snapshot type of reading, this may suggest that job focus has become unclear and things are meandering and going in circles, and almost like that classic picture of the snake eating its tail. In which case the advice would be clarify things. Take a good hard look at the way things are. Is this really a job you want to change? Is this something you can fix where you're at, or is it time to move on? Is this the field you want to be in, or do you want to change jobs? Do you want to stay where you're living or move? Are you willing to relocate? All of those kind of concrete answers need to be answered for clarification. So once you have things clear in your mind, it'll be much easier to figure out how to get where you want to go. So the advice here is set some concrete, very clear, very specific goals, and that will help move things along, which is a very different kind of answer of, yeah, you'll get a job in the next year. It's much more empowering, it's much more applicable over time, there's no arbitrary deadlines, it's a much more useful approach in my way of thinking. So that's the one card daily meditation or one card snapshot answer to the yes or no question. But it's not a yes or no answer. You see the difference? It's like yes or no questions can be answered with broad, some would say vague answers with a one card. I wouldn't take the specific yes or no too seriously using only one card. I don't take yes or no seriously using 3 cards, but let me show you what the 3 cards readings that I do look like. This technique is based a little bit on a traditional yes or no reading that I was taught by my friend and mentor Joyce Starr. It's also based a little bit on the Eastern culture divination technique of I Ching. I'll explain more about that later. But for now, basically what you do with the kind of 3 card reading I do is we'll make 3 piles of cards. 1 ace means no, 2 aces showing means yes, 3 aces showing means yes, but there's so much energy it could very easily tip in the other direction and become a no. Same thing for 0 aces showing. It's no, but there's so much energy in that direction it could easily tip over and become a yes. So the 3 things are like the changing lines in I Ching. It's like the dot in the yin-yang symbol. It could easily become its opposite. So let's make this 7. Instead of being the whole reading, it'll be the first card in the first stack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, we got an ace, so we stopped there. Why 11 cards? I don't know. That's just where the ace turned up. The tradition I was taught that you count out 13 cards. If you get to an ace, you stop. If not, you take the 13th card. Why 13? No real reason. It's just arbitrary, traditional kind of a nod to people who've been doing this kind of thing for years gone by. So 1 ace. Then we make the second deck. The second stack. 1, 2, 3. Then we have another ace. So 2 aces showing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, there you go. This is a perfect example of what we were just talking about. You might have noticed a joker go by. It doesn't make a bit of difference whether you leave the jokers in or not. for this type of reading. If you're going to do other readings with playing cards, then that might become a consideration. We'll talk about that again on some other post. But in this case, the question is, will I get a job in the next year? The answer is likely yes, but that could change very easily. The nice thing about the 3-card reading is you can stop at this point and take a look and glean more information, more guidance, other things to consider. Just like we did earlier with the 7 of spades, but with a little more breadth and detail. You'll see that we have an ace of spades showing. The spades again echo the sword suite in the tarot deck. In this case, the ace of swords means awakening. So again, you have a little bit of that clarification energy. This is going to be a learning curve, a learning journey as far as dealing with the job goes. The ace of clubs, however, emphasizes that a little bit. Clubs correlate with wands, which correlate with our inner journey. Traditionally, the Ace of Wands also has to do with creation and a little bit with creativity, like inner inspiration. So this may be a hint that either part of the problem that's making you look for that other job, other than outright unemployment, if that's the case, is creativity. I mean, was your job not creative enough? Is that why either you left it or it left you? Where do you want creativity to play a part in your new career and job goals? So it's all going to be a learning experience. A degree of creativity is required. You know that old quote by Sigmund Freud that sometimes a cigar is just a cigar? I think that's the case with the Ace of Diamonds. Diamonds correlate with the coins cards. Coins cards correlate with physical realm things, job, wealth, sort of the nuts and bolts of life. So the Ace of Coins, I think it, rather than an advice card, it's more of a reassurance type message saying that it will all work out in the end. Whether you get a job in the next year specifically, it's hard to say. But this is a bit of a reassurance that it'll all work out in the end, career-wise. Now I know that kind of pulls back a little bit right there. I know that's not a ton more detail or breadth or depth than we saw with the single card approach to this question. But that's a little bit of the nature of yes or no questions to begin with. If you want more detail and bring in other aspects of life other than this specific question, which may be a factor here, like there may be more information that needs to come through. So rather than taking a yes or no look, maybe we need to do like a regular reading that's more open and not focused just on job, but that looks at other parts of life too. But in any case, whether you use 1 card or 3 cards, yes, you can use Cartomancy for a yes or no question. Yes, you can use a single card approach to a yes or no question. But 9 times out of 10, you'll get a much more satisfying answer using a combined 3-card approach. It gives you your yes or no answer. It gives you some idea of how solid it is, whether it's, yeah, you can be a little more confident in this, or no, don't be so confident in this answer. There's a lot of energy that could tip it to the opposite, which is, again, the case here. Also, usually it brings in more ideas. Like, it wasn't just clarify things. This gives you a little more idea of what you need to clarify, like clarifying creativity. Know this is a learning journey and approach it that way. So that's 2 points right there as opposed to just 1 point. And the third point is be reassured that it's going to be okay. Because the Ace of Diamonds, which is like the Ace of Coins, is there, which is also a very positive, reassuring card as far as physical realm concerns go. So there you get 3 points to think about. It's like a 3-for-1 bonus in looking at a yes or no question. But again, if you'd like more details of why I read this the way I read this, background information, philosophy behind all card readings really, whether it's cartomancy or tarot or oracle cards, please visit www.modernoracletarot.com. There's a huge archive of blog posts and articles there for you to browse. Also, if you would like a yes or no reading of your own, they're on special for the month of March. Instead of the usual $5, they're $3 this month. And the order form is there on the special offers page. Just fill out the form on the special offers page, and your 3-card yes or no reading is only $3. Offer expires midnight March 31st, 2016. All readings that I do are for entertainment purposes only, and all yes or no readings especially come under what I call the Zombie Cat Crazy Crap Prediction Disclaimer, which means that there is a solid 50% chance that this is going to be absolutely totally wrong. There's a 75% chance you may encounter a little satire or sarcasm, and there's a 100% chance that something thought-provoking might cross your path in this reading along the way. Well, thanks for listening. I hope to see you over at the website, and have a good day.